Who's infected? We will find out tonight. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. We are here to preview and give our predictions for The Last of Us Season 1, Episode 2 tonight. We say who's infected because the title of tonight's episode is Infected. Well, I think, and that would allude to the fact that maybe someone will get infected, or will it talk more and focus more on Ellie's bite marks that were revealed last week?
Let's see though, because of course in the trailer it did show off her bite marks and it looked like they were fresh, so are we going to potentially get a look into the fact that
Fresh?
They did?
They looked fresh to you?
No, it showed you there was times where it didn't look fresh and there's times where it did look fresh, and I'm talking about, I think there's going to be flashbacks tying into how she get bit.
Yeah, I agree with that. We've seen in the trailer that she's looking at her arm and she's like, trying to wipe off the bite, and the bite looks fresh. So that tells me that we are going to get some form of flashbacks in tonight's episode, and maybe that is why it is listed infected. Maybe we get to see where the infection began, at least for Ellie. We see when she originally got bit, or could infected be pertaining to Tess?
It could be pertaining to a test, but is it going to? Will she die that early though in episode 2? I'm not really betting my top rocker on that.
I'd say it's more likely to be free.
I'd say
it's free.
No, I'd say it's more likely to be free, right? I don't know how many seasons they're going to milk out of this show, but
it doesn't. That doesn't matter. It basically says that season 1 will just be game 1.
Yes, I get that, right? But you've still got to base it around it like being a TV show. Of course, they were always going to kill Sarah in episode 1 because that's just the way the game was, right? But, for Tess to be one of the main characters for the game, or no, early on in the game, but to kill her off in episode 2 would feel very weird. Do you not think they're going to try and eke it out a bit, drag it out a bit? No?
I don't know. So far, they're stuck to the game, so they might not. They might just kill her off at the time where she died in the game. The big question is, though, will we reach that time in episode 2? I totally understand. They can't just do it, move by move, inch by inch. They can't just copy the game into the TV series. I get that. So it looks like they are going to introduce some new characters into tonight's episode. I don't think they'll be main characters. They could just be characters that, appear in one scene and then they go on their way or they die. So, but yeah, no, Tess, could she die tonight? Possibly. I'd put my money on Tess dying tonight, or either the infected has to be either Tess getting bit or it's a flashback with Ellie getting bit. Now, we do see in the trailer that Ellie appears to be getting bit, which would tell me that we will see Ellie and we'll get the debut of Riley. So I think it's likely that, I don't know, I mean, for me, could it be that Tess gets bit tonight but they don't reveal it until the next episode? Could that be a factor?
That definitely could be the factor. But, is tonight going to be another long episode, or has HBO revealed that it's going to be like 40 odd minutes? Because HBO loves
HBO don't do 40 minutes, as far as I'm aware.
I know, but they're going to do an hour 20. They'll probably just do an hour, I feel like, for tonight. But again, we saw clickers in action in the trailer. Are we going to see clickers? I'm going to predict aye. You predict an aye for that?
Well, we've seen it, yeah, so I am.
Well, there you go. But no, I'm actually surprised about. I'm looking over episode 1's rating. A 0.5. I was expecting millions for this. I know it's on the...
That's obviously not right.
I know it's on HBO, which of course is a subscription thing. You sure that's not right?
No, that's not right.
That's not right. Well, anyway, previews, I think it would be higher for that in episode 2.
It's the second highest rated show HBO have ever done.
That doesn't... But
I think it's 5. I think it's 5 million.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like 5 million and House of the Dragon did 10.
Well, there we go. Fuck it. Did it beat House of the Dragon then?
No, I just said House of the Dragon did 10.
So House of the Dragon's the highest ever HBO episode?
Premiere?
Yeah. Alright, that's believable, maybe.
Well, you think about it, House of Dragons got...
It's living off
eight seasons of Game of Thrones, you know what I mean? Like, when Game of Thrones first came out, no one really knew about it. It was just a book. It was just a book that Ned's read. Nerds. I was combining nerds and red, and I got reds. So yeah, but you get my point. So obviously, and I get you could say that The Last of Us is coming off a game, but let's be real. A lot more people watch TV than game. So therefore, a series based off a popular TV series is going to have more fans initially than a series based off a popular game. Simple maths. If you don't understand it, then I don't know what to tell you. But yeah,
And most of these gamers would also be watching it illegally online, not through HBO. So you've got to factor those ratings in, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I do believe it was like nearly 6 million viewers that watched it. Anyway, tonight I think we will get clickers. I think we'll see some deaths. I think we'll see some like nameless characters die. They have said that a clicker is going to fatally bite someone. Apparently, it's going to be graphic. So they haven't said when, but they said it will be in the series. I think we're going to see quite a lot of action, zombie action tonight, or infected action, for the simple reason is we didn't actually get to see that much in the first episode.
And I think that's what was lacking in the second half of the episode.
I get it, they're trying to introduce you to Joel and his new life, and then Ellie. I get that, but I think they're going to try and make up for it. Plus the fact that the episode is infected. I mean, it's almost a giveaway that someone will be infected tonight. Big question is, though, will there be any deaths? I think it's death prediction time. Will there be any deaths tonight? I mean, we know that Riley ends up dying, but the fact that she's supposed to have a big influence on Ellie and she's going to appear more in the TV series than she did apparently in the game would suggest to me that
no, that's going to be
can't kill her tonight. Tess, does Tess die tonight?
I'm going to predict no to Tess, and my death predictions are a few unnamed jabronis are going to get killed, and I'm going to predict that a clicker bites somebody's head off or something.
So you're stealing my prediction, essentially?
Essentially, I've swooped in. I tell you what, obviously it looked graphic in the game, but it's going to look really well done, I feel like, with the graphics of this show, if they do it properly.
Yeah, seeing you look at The Walking Dead, it is an overrated pile of shite. Seeing you look at some of the bite scenes in The Walking Dead, some of the walkers, man, they look horrible. I think in this, I think you're going to get... Some people think just because you get more walkers / infected, that makes it a better show. No, I mean, it's quality over quantity. That's always the way. And I think in The Last of Us, I think we'll see less infected than we might normally see in your usual zombie series. But I do think when we do see them, they'll be a lot better visual. I think they'll be more scarier. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think that, and that is the way to go.
And before we end this, I'm going to quickly tell you basically the breakdown. So they said that season 1 is going to just take place over the period of the first game, which there's only 9 episodes. A lot of people thought it was 10. There's only 9 episodes. And when you actually break it down, Tess very well could die tonight. And here's why. You've got lots of characters that they need to introduce. So first of all, by the time Joel meets Bill, Tess has already been bitten, basically killed. She stays behind and sacrifices herself against the military group. Then when he leaves Bill, they run into like a bunch of bandits, and then they meet the 2 brothers, and they take up quite a large portion of the game as well. So let's say Tess does die tonight. He's not going to meet Bill. Bill's going to be like episode 3. Then he meets the brothers, and you would assume that the brothers would go 2 episodes based on the fact that in the game they had a lot more screen time than Bill did. So he's still got to meet them. Then he has to meet up with Tommy, which you'd feel would take an episode as well. Then they've got to travel to the university where they're trying to take Ellie to get the cure. Then Joel, they move into like the winter where Joel gets like injured, gravely injured, and you think he's going to die. And then you get the big portion of the game where you play as Ellie, and then you meet David. So, seeing you think about it, I mean, we're saying Tess won't die tonight, but if they want to fit all that in, then I don't see her getting past episode 3, and by episode 3 I mean early episode 3.
No, you're right.
I think she could get
episode 3 is a third of the show.
I think she could get bit tonight, and maybe the start. Yeah, I think it could end tonight with the reveal that she's bitten.
Aye, yeah, I'd say so.
And then she sacrifices herself early episode. So I'm not going to say she dies tonight.
But then again, HBO with the longer episodes, man, that will play a factor. You know, with the longer episodes, you're looking at, I know it's 9, but essentially you could be
16 into it, kind of a normal show.
I mean, all right, fair enough. I'll give you 16. I was going to say maybe 12 or something, but I will give you 16.
I think they're rushing it. I think they're like scramming too much into one season. I think this game could have easily been fleshed out into like 3-4 seasons.
I know the thing is, no one would complain if they dragged it out.
No, I wouldn't.
See, the fact you already know what you're kind of getting with it, it's like
it's good.
Then just drag it
out. And you know what you're getting with the second game, so it's like fuck, keep us on the first game as long as possible.
Exactly,
please.
guys. But that's our predictions, man.
So yeah, no one to die apart from a couple of nameless people,
Aye,
and maybe we'll get some nice infected kills.
maybe we will. Joel using the AR that he picked up at the end of the last episode. I'd like to see some of that. And aye, some cool action scenes. Will it be a higher rated episode than 1? Predictions on that?
I'm gonna say no. Tonight's episode's being directed by Neil Druckmann. So
Is he any good?
he's a big fucking lefty that ruined the second game. So
He wrote the first one.
he co-wrote it, mate. With that's Craig Masson. I've heard a lot of good things about him. Apparently, he did Chernobyl, which is a great series. Never watched it. Like
he must have did he must have wrote the first half of the episode.
well, I mean, the only episode that Neil Druckmann's getting to write on his own is episode 7.
They must have introduced Abby in that.
Anyway, guys, that's it. We'll be back tomorrow for the review. And yeah, that is it. Let us know down below in the comments. Let us know your predictions. Who do you think is going to bite the bullet tonight? And one last thing before we go, do you think there'll be like less sort of like hand-to-hand combat interaction with the infected? You know the way in The Walking Dead they kind of just get used to the walkers and then they're going and they're taking up, they're taking on like a group of walkers with like a melee weapon. I don't think we're going to get that in The Last of Us.
But see, right,
realistically, I just don't see how Joel could approach like 4, especially when they've been fast move. These guys, these are fast movers. It just doesn't. No, I mean, see if Joel's surrounded by about 6 of them, and he's only got like a machete, he's getting bit. No, what Tyrese done in The Walking Dead. That's not happening in this.
But see in The Last of Us, see if the fungi touches you, is that you still humped, or do you need to be a proper bite?
I'm pretty sure you need to be bit because we've seen you've seen Joel and stuff grappling with him
in the game.
Yeah,
I know, but the game's different. You know what I mean? It is different that way.
Okay, but let's be real. If they make it that all it has to do is touch you, then fuck me. I mean, you're literally ruling out any sort of physical interaction. And why are they so bothered with bites? You know, we're talking about bites.
No, fair enough.
I'd say maybe it's any sort of skin break.
Aye, well, that's what I meant. I didn't mean like if it tickled your palm of your hands, like.
Maybe if you get sliced with like, you know, a fingernail or something, that's enough to do it.
Anyway, guys, Joel's going to snap some clicker necks later on tonight, but make sure you check it out. Check out the review, check out the preview for episode 3.
And also check out tomorrow, we've got Moral Mondays returning on its usual time.
Episode 7, we're in jail. Juice is juice bit.
So yeah, returning to its normal time. Taylor Tuesdays on Tuesday as well. That's it. Lots of vids coming to the channel soon, and hopefully by next month, monetization is back, brother.
We fought this shit tonight.